Hi, so there's been a little bit more activity on the web today, and some more people have come and signed in with their social media IDs. So let's try and find some more voters. It's getting a little more complicated. Let's start down with Lindsay Carlson down here. We'll go ahead and open her in a new tab. There she is. She's recruited by Libby. Libby's been crushing it on their recruiting. Um, Let's go see what other Carlsons are in the database. Okay, so here's the Carlsons. Um, and what's sometimes interesting to look at is the filter. When we put a last name up here, we get it builds a filter list. So it filters the database based on this criteria that's visible here when we click on the little filter icon. So what we've got as a filter criteria is that the name contains Carlson. Sometimes that doesn't work, particularly for people's names that could be the last name or the first name, or something like Ike or something like that, that might have Mike as well as Likeson or something like that, where a text string is available in the first and last names. So sometimes it's useful uh, to close that criteria and then say add criteria and go down to name, and we could say last name is paste Carlson, and we get a little bit more specific people down here. So we've limited our search. We've got a bunch going on here. We could also add a criteria, something like name, first name is L, or contains L or starts with L, and that would limit it just to the Lindsays, and we get rid of Mark Carlson down here. But this one's pretty easy, so let's go ahead and solve it without filtering anymore. These people look to be the same. Lindsay Carlson. We can. This is a teacher, so we can go here. We can. She was recruited by Libby, as I said, so Libby's also a teacher. So let's put those two together. We'll click on merge duplicates again and select duplicate, and we've got Carlson in the buffer, so we'll paste that. And oh, didn't take. Um, so this is the one we don't have, the Eagle Schools one. So we'll merge that. Now we probably should have merged them in the other order, because what's going to happen is we merged the Eagle Schools second. So I think we're going to find out that her primary address is the Eagle Schools, and we'll have to go change that. We'll make that primary. And while we're here, we'll make her a strong supporter, and we'll save the person. Now we're here. Let's look at tagging. Tagging are filter criteria that you put on here with the little tag icon, and there's a bunch of them. And this is how we're keeping track of where data comes from and what people are doing. So what we know about Lindsay is she's a school district employee. She's opted in to keep me posted list, and we originally found some other data for her in our MailChimp effect list that we imported. So she was a part. She knew about effect or had responded before. What we're going to do here is, because she's Eagle Valley Elementary School, and we're now tagging what schools people are associated with, we'll start typing EVES, and there it is, Eagle Valley Elementary School, not the high school. So we'll add that tag. Not urgent, but if you think of it, we keep adding the data. So there we go. Lindsay's done. We can actually just close this screen. Let's go back and see. We'll refresh this screen. And this is our Carlson filter here. Look, there's a Mark Carlson here. I wonder what's going on with Mark. Is he married to Lindsay, or What's going on with him? So let's take a look at him. Oh, nothing but a Facebook profile. So let's pop his Facebook profile. Oh, he lives in Martinsburg, West Virginia. Maybe he's Lindsay's dad here or something like that, or a relative. Don't know, but he's not really relevant to us. So we'll give him the non-resident tag so we can get him off of our sorts. That's Mark taken care of. We know who he is now. We don't really have to worry about him. Oops, I think there were a couple more. So let's put Carlson back in and get that going as our filter. Okay, so Carlson's now tagged as a non-resident. Laura's okay. There, she's an independent, so that's a voter that's been matched up. This is another voter, school district person, people we know about. Carol, there's two Carols. So let's grab Carol the same. We could pop this open, look at her Facebook profile. It's often useful to look at the about. She's not sharing where she's from, but that kind of looks like a picture of Vale. And here's a mom type of picture. Maybe I'm stereotyping. So there, let's go back again. And Carol's a 50-year-old female. So I'd buy these are the same person. So I'm going to click on there. I'm going to grab the voter first. And there's Carol Powers. And we're going to merge these. And as I said in the last video, typically we want to take the short merge name. It does lose a little data, but typically the shorter one is better. Facebook does some funny things. Unfortunately, we didn't get the other icon. That would have been nice because it was a picture of her, but we won't worry about that. Facebook does some funny things with names and how it imports those. So there's Carol. We can go, there's Carol again. We can go back here and look at people with Carlson and see if we've picked up all the Carlson merges. So you start to see how this game goes, matching people up. Leanna Carlson Moore. Here's another one. Huh. So that's interesting. Let's open a new tab with her. And we could search for Carlson. We could search for Moore, but here Leanna, that's a pretty unique name. I'm betting that there's not a lot of Leannas in the valley, maybe 2 or 3. Okay, here's where you see the Leanna in the middle. Okay, so let's say name starts with Leanna and filter it again. And here we've got, there she is. Cool, Leanna Moore. 2 match up right there. So let's match this one. And there's Leanna Carlson Moore. Okay. So we put her Facebook together with her Twitter ID. Again, we're going to take the short name, and we'll know pretty much everything there is to know about Leanna for our data records anyway that we need to know to contact her and keep her part of the campaign. So there we go. There's a little bit more complicated how we use Facebook to match up their Facebook IDs. Remember, they've given us this information, so this is not kind of sneaking around. We're just trying to put their 2 records that are already in the database together so that we can keep in touch with them and keep them part of the campaign. Thanks very much. Thanks for looking. I hope you can help us merge these people and keep the campaign records up to date. Thanks.